Here is a really instructive problem for your mathematics revision. It's the type of problem that doesn't make it obvious what strategy you should use to solve the problem, and finding the correct strategy to solve problems is a really important skill to master. The problem says 11 kilograms of carrots and 3 kilograms of tomatoes cost a total of 756p. The cost of 1 kilogram of carrots to the cost of 1 kilogram of tomatoes equals 3 to 7. Work out the cost of 1 kilogram of carrots and 1 kilogram of tomatoes. This looks like a ratios problem because we have this ratio here, but actually the strategy we use to solve it really doesn't have much to do with ratios. I encourage you to pause the video here and see how you might solve it, and then also think about how you would describe that method. If someone asked you how you solve this problem, what method would you tell them that you used? Okay. Alright, so I hope you gave that a go. So the strategy I'm going to use here is simultaneous equations. We have two statements here that we can create equations out of and then solve for these unknowns. The unknowns I'm looking for are the cost of carrots, which I'm going to call C, and the cost per kilogram of tomatoes, which I'm going to call T. For this first sentence, what you need to do is to convert the English into mathematics. So what this is saying is if I have 11 times the cost per kilogram of carrots, 11 times C, and then I add to that 3 times the cost per kilogram of tomatoes, I'm going to get the price of 756p. Okay, so this is our first equation. This second statement is a little bit more confusing, but because we've already labeled these unknowns, which is what we have here, let's just replace those statements there with the unknowns we've labeled. So we have C to T equals 3 to 7. And writing it this way allows us to create our second equation. I've mentioned this before in a shorts video, that you can convert ratios to fractions. And I like to do this because I think it shows more straightforward how you can rearrange this into an equation in terms of either C or T. So we have C over T equal to 3 over 7. Then if I cross multiply, so T times 3 and 7 times C, I get 7C equal to 3T. And then I can either divide by 7 or 3 to get it in terms of C or T. I'm going to write it in terms of T. So divide by 3, I get T equal to 7C over 3. And this is our second equation. Okay, first equation up here, second one down here. Now I can substitute this value for T into the first equation, so 2 into 1, and I'm going to be able to solve for C. So then I get 11C plus 3 times all of this, 7C over 3. Again, I'm taking this whole thing, plugging it in here for T. And this is equal to 756. Okay, this is a non-calculated question, so we're going to have to do a bit of arithmetic here. These 3's cancel out, and then I get 11C plus 7C, which is 18C, equal to 756. Now we need to think about how to divide 756 by 18. I'd probably start by thinking of the multiples of 18. So, for example, I know 2 times 18 is equal to 36, and then 4 times 18 is double 36, is 72. That's getting close to 75. So in other words, 40 times 18 must be 720. Then I have 36 more to go, so that must be 2 more lots of 18. So that's going to be 42 times 18 is 756. Okay, so that's one way to think about these problems, thinking of the multiples of a number. Then I get C equal to 42 pence. Okay, so we have the cost of carrots already, and now we just need to plug that in to this equation for T to find T. So we get T equal to 7 times 42 over 3. 42 divided by 3, well, 3 goes into 30 10 times, and then 4 more times to get to 42. So that's going to be 7 times 14, which is 70 plus 28, which is 98p. So there you go. We have our answers now. Cost of carrots is 42p and the cost of tomatoes is 98p. Hope you found that problem instructive. This skill is generalizable, so it's not just something you can apply to mathematics, but anytime you're faced with a problem, often it's not obvious the strategy you need to use to solve that problem. So looking for, searching in your memory, or, the general strategies you have for problem solving and being able to apply those is a really important skill. Again, not just in mathematics, but in everyday life as well. So there you go. Hope you liked that video. Please leave a like if you did, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.